You're listening to Moviesucktastic.
Sounds like some bad movie.
Hello, everybody. Hello, Mr. Wilson.
What?
Huh?
We still live?
I feel so defeated.
This is episode 166, and we'll be reviewing our last Oscar film nominated for Best Picture, The Imitation Game.
Which I enjoyed. I did enjoy this film.
Oh, sure.
But it's not one of those movies that I would have went out of my way to see normally, only because it was nominated for Best Picture.
Sure.
But all in all, I did enjoy the movie. I've always taken an interest in Alan Turing because he is essentially the father of the computer. It was his research. It was his, what he did during the war that led up to him inventing what was called Turing machines, which essentially just became, the personal computer.
Can I chime in briefly?
Yeah.
I was just checking out the stats.
Alan Turing is the reason my machine keeps crashing, by the way.
No, that's live stream.
Yes,
the MPAA rated the film PG-13, and the reasons they give here is the film's rated PG-13 for some sexual references, mature thematic materials, and historical smoking.
They're doing that now?
Historical smoking. So it's okay because it was back when smoking wasn't bad for you, but it's still happening in the film, so...
I know there was talk a little while ago about giving a film an automatic R for just having smoking in it.
Well, this is PG-13. I guess because it's historical, that's okay. Because they aren't smoking to be cool, they're smoking because they're in the past.
That is a really, really lame category to put in for the rating system.
Well,
historical smoking.
Well, welcome to our country. Welcome to our world.
This is a conversation that doesn't happen in other countries, by the way. It's just, did you see historical smoking? Yeah, I know, crazy, right? Totally nuts.
Anyway, Alan Turing, played by.
I just want to cue the music to end the show. I mean that's enough. It's just historical smoking.
Alan Turing's played by Engelbert Humperdinck, and it's about
what?
What? I mean, sorry, Benedict Cumberbatch. I get those names mixed up, and
I can see why.
Yeah, it's about this socially awkward genius that is recruited by MI5, 6.
You forgot to say homosexual.
And that's actually a very interesting part of the film, not because it has anything to do with the overall story, but because of what happened to this guy. And there's a lot of tragedy to that it's all true. Excellent performance by Cumber for as Turing, who obviously has some kind of Asperger's social disorder.
Oh yeah,
and really just could not read or understand people himself. And I am not a big war film fan, but this is more about the people behind the
I was
scenes.
gonna say, yeah. I mean, you really don't even have any scenes of war
Oh, there's a
in this
couple.
film.
They
I
throw
mean,
some in
there's a
there.
couple,
Yeah,
but other than
to
that,
remind you.
of course, to remind you of what the end game is, what they're trying to accomplish. It wouldn't make sense to not have it. Just to have a bunch of people in a room trying to figure
Now,
out a Nazi code. You want to know why,
I,
so they throw that in there.
I will say, without any hesitation, this is probably the best film ever made, the most exciting, the most enthralling film ever made about somebody building a computer and testing it.
Yeah,
This is the most. This is the you'll never be more riveted by somebody running a program on a computer than fixing the computer.
that's right. Everything from putting it together, running the wires. You see him like, at the machine with a Phillips head screwdriver,
Hmm.
or flathead, which was more common back then. But he's just like, my machine will work. Next scene. It's
And
like, okay, I'm in. I'm in.
and can I say, I've mentioned in the past I have issue with a lot of American or just in general film titles
Hmm.
because they're lazy, like American Sniper. Gee, I wonder what that film's about.
Right.
Boyhood. Fuck
Boyhood.
you. Um,
Yeah, they tend to get very lazy with
the
their titles. Selma. We have a lot of lazy titles
well,
this year.
right now, good one. Whiplash was a great title.
Grand Budapest Hotel.
Grand Budapest Hotel. Okay. I think The Imitation Game is the best title of the entire Best Picture nominations because it's a reference to a an exercise that Turing invented to figure out if a computer program is actually human or not. And it involves, and he explains it in the film at some point. It involves having somebody asking a human and a computer, neither of whom he has contact with, questions, and then based off of how those different systems respond, guessing which one is human based on the responses they give. And there's a parallel to that with the whole idea of the the dehumanizing of homosexuals in that time period. Turing, who pretty much single-handedly helped stop the end of the war or win the war,
Right.
was chemically castrated and later committed suicide because it was a crime to be a homosexual in that time period in England. Um,
Yeah, I mean, they gave him, what were his options? It was jail or chemical castration, and he chose obviously the latter,
right.
and it sent him into a depression. And I mean, how could it not? I mean,
Well, he did it because he didn't want to be separated from his computer, but at the same time, it destroyed his brain, his mind as well, the
oh yeah,
chemical process, and so it took away any all of his reasons to live.
and this is a
Um,
perfectly healthy. I mean, he might have had his issues, possibly with Asperger's and whatnot, but a perfectly healthy man, a
Except for
marathon
AD.
runner.
Yeah.
What was that?
What? I don't know. Yeah, no, a very accomplished marathon runner too, and
And it's just they just tore him into little pieces in the end.
And
It's
then-
like really that's what they ended up
and just
doing.
recently, like the Queen gave him a pardon or something posthumously, which is like,
Was it that recent?
I think it was fairly recent. I can look it up if you want me to.
I thought it was recent, but well, I guess within the last decade can be considered recent.
It was after he was dead,
Well, he died 30 years ago.
right? And I
40
think,
years ago?
and I,
40?
and I think it was still illegal up until like the 70s or 80s. It was something ludicrous, like
Jesus, he was only what, 41 when he died?
something sad like that. Yeah,
Yeah, and when did he die? In like the early 50s?
I don't. You're the number guy. I don't know.
So, I mean, it could even have been, Jesus, 60 years ago plus. My lord. He's been gone a long time. He probably, technically, he might even, it would have been insane for him to have made it as far as to see where the personal computer has gone. Because, again, he was the father of the personal computer.
1967 is when the UK decriminalized homosexual acts.
Jesus, that took that long?
Yeah.
It's a long time. All right.
Look, how long did it take us to legalize being black in America? Let's be fair.
Yeah, it took a long time.
Probably around the same.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, technically, you know, I mean, Imitation Game. Besides the title, Cumberbatch, great performance, just astounding.
Keira Knightley, she's nominated for Best Supporting Actress.
Eh,
She's okay in the movie. I mean,
eh.
and just okay. I don't think she walks away with the statue.
I don't think any actress should be nominated for being cute or being like you know, oh yeah. I mean, it's like I can't, I don't understand any nomination for an actor or actress. Well, like Boyhood, like Arquette. So she's being nominated for acting like a real person.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, gee. Oh.
And again, I think it's the accomplishment of being filmed over 12 years.
That's not an accomplishment. That's just lazy.
Oh, it is, but I think they're enamored with it. That's
exactly.
what I think.
But that's my point. So
I mean, her performance at the end of the film is so bad. Like right before that you know the movie ends, she has a scene with her son, and it's actually it's performed poorly.
But that's my point. So it's like a woman pretending to be a woman, like you know, appealing, attractive, cute, understanding. Yeah, you know what? There, most women do have that act down pat. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Just like men shouldn't be nominated for Best Actor just for being attractive and you know, hey, yeah, that's great, wonderful. How about pretending to be something hard, like pretending to be Stephen Hawking or Alan Turing, it's something that involves a bit more skill than just now I'm sad. Fuck that. And so this film, I mean, was he nominated for Best Picture, Best Actor? Yes, he was.
Yes, he was.
And I think he's in the running.
I think so. We can talk about who we feel should win and whatnot. We can do that in our Oscar show. I certainly have a prediction for that. As I do I actually feel very confident in every single one of my predictions this year.
We will put those to the test, sir.
Well, not with alcohol, because we all know how that went.
Right. Exactly.
We should do it with junk food.
Oh.
They have a big bag of Doritos.
You're going to kill me. Go sugar coma. But it was a great film, dramatic. Again, when the film it's really about individuals, about characters, about people.
Yep.
And there's always, again, I think most audiences like an underdog, and they like someone who's flippant or irreverent when it comes to dealing with authority. And Cumberbatch really just doesn't give a fuck about authority or power or anything. All he cares about is his interests. And I mean, and there's a character arc where he comes to care more about the people, and it becomes less about what he wants and about what's right, and there's all of that in play. But I mean, the writing's good. There's for a film about the war, it's not too ham-fisted or plays the angles nicely, and his homosexuality comes up about somewhere in the middle of Act 2, and is only. It wouldn't be a part of the story at all if it wasn't for the fact that it was illegal back then.
Right.
They didn't respect the cock back then.
No, not enough.
No, not enough.
Well, and it also was brought up only because Keira Knightley's character, her parents were extremely relious, and they wanted her home,
prudish,
and she
prudish. I would say prudish. I think it was less religion and more just about proprietary, what's proper and blah, blah, blah. I would say prudish over religious.
Okay, they were British.
There you go. See, why can't it be both? British, there you are.
Exactly. So he said he would marry her so that her parents would allow her to stay because she would be attached and she wouldn't have any temptations to be promiscuous or do anything out of the context of what a lady would do. So he proposed to her and she accepted, and it was brought into play about his homosexuality with that as well.
Right.
So
I mean, and it's a major point to the film. I mean, what is done to this person, who, like I said, it has been.
stuck his neck out to help win this
Well,
war.
it's like a historical fact that he one of the major reasons they won the war. It's just like they say at the end. So yeah, no, it was pretty much defined as fact. He won the war for England, UK, whatever, and what was done to him afterwards is just
It's an abomination.
well. And let's be fair. Most governments tend to fuck over the people that fight the wars for them. That's that's life. But it's not the focus of the film, but it really is the strong point to just here's somebody who and like the whole thing throughout the film is here's somebody who had no ability to connect with humans and became and like actually humanized throughout the film, and at the end he's treated as less than human because of this one aspect of his personality.
Mm-hmm.
It's the writing is impeccable. The storyline, again, I'm not into war films. I enjoyed it. I really don't have too much. There's nothing really specific in the film that jumps out at me. Great dialogue scenes, whatever. It's a standard film in a lot of respects, but very well done. Not like Selma, which we reviewed an episode ago, which was not poorly done.
People might be thanking us if that episode's 11 minutes long.
Yeah, right. But like Selma was, it was a well-made film, decent film, but it wasn't. There was nothing exceptional about it. I think there's a lot of exceptional aspects to this movie that really.
Yeah, you didn't walk away from Selma. At least we didn't, being blown away.
I was like, oh yeah, I knew that happened, and I watched a little bit about it. That was entertaining. Imitation Game at the end, you're like, Jesus fuck, really?
This poor guy.
Yeah.
It's just son of a bitch. And just the hell they put him through after all he did for them with the chemical castration and just basically forcing chemicals into his body to, quote unquote, fix him.
I'm just going to. I'm just confirming here, but I'm pretty sure. No, there were no black actors or actresses nominated for this film either.
You're right. White gold.
Just making sure that's made aware of. But I feel like it's a really short review, but I just really don't have much to say about this except it was a good film. We don't review good films that often. It's really hard to.
No, and we've mentioned it 100 times. When we do review good films, we find ourselves kind of not stammering, but it's like trying to find things to talk about because it's like, well, yeah, you remember that scene? It was done really well. Yeah, I remember it. It was good.
But in a perfect film, it all flows one to the next. And unlike films like Nightcrawler, where there's like really interesting offbeat aspects of the film worth talking about, The Imitation Game is really just a straightforward biographical picture about a historical character during a historical event.
Right.
And that sounds dry and boring. And I think that's why this film is so well done and why it's such a great film is because it's not dry and boring. And if you're not into history and if you're not into war, like myself,
you can still watch it and walk away from it really enjoying it.
I was not bored at any point during the film. I didn't drag my feet going into it, and I was with it till the end. It didn't lose me. I have no idea how long the film was. That's always a good sign.
Yeah, I think it was a 2-hour flick. You know what I like about this year's nominees? Most of them
not even hour and 14 minutes. I mean, 114 minutes.
All right, it's 2 hours.
Oh, but no.
It's an hour and 54 minutes. It's 6 minutes shy.
Right, so it's not 2 hours.
All right.
How about an hour and a half?
Yeah, you're right.
I know, right?
But you're wrong, if that makes any sense. It's a 2-hour movie. All the nominees except for, I think, Boyhood kept the films under. I think they're all 2 hours 15 minutes or less.
Oh, now. I do have to point out too that just like Selma, another film we just reviewed last episode, this film has drawn criticism, less so publicly. I mean, less public attention because there's not a race issue involved there, but because the media fucking loves that.
Well, yeah.
But this film is actually probably more historically inaccurate than Selma is, because Selma is just, it's debatable, historians, blah, blah, blah. But a lot of the facts involving this film, which I'm not going to get into because it's so boring, but a lot of the details about the people that helped, that were working on the machine, and his aspects and certain things that happened in it, they moved things, they changed them for the sake of the story. It's not a documentary. So if you go to IMDb, you can find like page-long reviews of people going, but you see, this happened. It's like watching like Braveheart with a history major. Just shut the fuck up. I'm not.
Well, yeah, and you know what it is. As much as them talking about that, and that's not being accurate, the film is really and truly about Alan Turing.
Right.
Which they did well. They really brought out his quirkiness, the not being able to relate to people and talk to them and keep eye contact. What if he had Asperger's, or if he was autistic in some way. The film was really about him and about what he was able to accomplish.
Yeah, but here's just like one example. These nitpicking batches. This one guy I'm just glancing over has like as the film announces the start, blah blah blah. This is wrong. This is wrong. At the end, it's like, lastly, Turing would never ever have disclosed even the existence of Bletchley Park to a detective he had just met. That's right. You know why? Because it's a story device, so we know what's going on. So there's that.
There, of course.
Yeah. So unless you're looking for a history lesson or a documentary, I recommend this film.
I recommend it too.
Now.
So we should rate it then.
I think so. It's currently at 8.2 on IMDb. Number 199 of the top 250 films ever made.
Yeah, and again, that is going to change.
So it's got more votes than Selma, 136,000. Okay. I'm happy with 8 stars.
I'm good with 8.
I don't think there's anything wrong with the film. I would say I didn't really care that much for Keira Knightley in it. I'll be honest. So I'm good with 8.
I'm good with 8.
And it's so historically inaccurate that we can't give it a 10.
No.
Right. Let's go with 8. It's a boring, easy number. Nothing worth arguing about. And that's the average IMDb rating at 31.4%. Highest demographic, females under 18. Love that Cumberbatch. At 9. And the lowest demographic is males 30 to 44. Not so wild about the Cumberbatch. At 7.9. So, yeah. Oh, apparently IMDb. Why the fuck does the
What about males under 18?
Males under 18.
What did they do?
8.7, because we have more gay males than we used to. Young males. I think there's a lot. I don't
know if that's accurate.
I would like to think so.
I would think it's a combination of that.
I hope we have more young gay men in society now than we did before. I think it's a positive thing.
Oh, I have no problem with it.
We'll see.
But no, I think it's a combination of possibly that, and of course, men 18 and under are really digging Keira Knightley because she's so cute.
And I don't think that's not a draw. She's not naked or anything in the film.
That's okay. She's still cute.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I just don't think cute is Oscar worthy.
And now, we've agreed on that already.
Can you please tell me why the IMDb staff has their own demographic in the breakdown of votes on IMDb?
I don't know why it needs to be separate in any way, but it's...
Do I really give a fuck that 17 people that work on the IMDb staff get rated at an average of 7.8? What am I going to do with that information?
Nothing.
Not a goddamn thing.
Yeah, again, I don't know why it has to be separate to say, ooh, well, this is what IMDb thinks. These people think their review, their rating is... IMDb is in tune with what they think and say.
It's like,
so that's essentially what it is. They're voting on IMDb's behalf.
It's like if you go to like local bookstores and they'll have staff picks. It's like, this is what our employees picked. Or, it's like,
I don't care.
I don't really care what you're reading.
Did you come across the article about two Oscar ballotters going back and forth and what they were voting? Did you see that?
No.
Okay. It was a woman. She wrote an article, or I guess her and who she was going back and forth with. They were going back and forth, and she's essentially saying what of each category, why she was voting for whichever one. And I have to tell you, if I could give any less fucks, I would. Because she goes into each, this is Best Picture, I'm voting for this because I didn't like this, I didn't like what they did there. And at one point she gets to talking about Selma, and essentially not, I don't want to say racist, but she basically says in so many words, why should they be nominated every year just because?
Yeah, no, that's racist.
Yeah, and it's like if they deliver the best performance, then they should be nominated. And that's kind of what I said, but I just said, well, if you deliver the best performance, it doesn't matter, what creed or color you are, you should be nominated. She basically came out and said they have to be nominated because they're black. It's like, okay, I get where you're going.
And they
with
wonder
that.
why race is still such a hot topic issue in today's world.
Racism is not dead; it is alive and well,
and kicking. But I don't think the fact that no black actors were nominated this year for Oscars, I don't really think that's a glaring sign of racism in society. I think that's
no. And in liberal Hollywood, come on, stop it.
You got a black president. What else do you want?
Yeah, that's right.
I should.
What do you want?
And we've had black actors and actresses nominated even after Obama was elected. So it's not like we're saying, hey, that the buck stops here. No, it's still going on. Just, pick your battles. Pick your fucking battles.
Yeah, white gold.
I personally
thanks, Obama.
I would like to protest that there were no fat people nominated this year.
Not a one.
For actors. No, not a one. Anybody bitch about that? No. Am I upset? Yeah, but I'm not going to start a crusade about it.
I feel John Candy was snubbed for Only the Lonely. He should have been nominated for that.
But he's been dead for how many years? He can't accept it.
But he wasn't nominated for that when he was alive.
Well, because of sizeism.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, or he wasn't that great of an actor.
We should find a bridge and march over it.
They can't. They have a maximum weight limit.
Damn it!
See? That's how they get you.
Son of a bitch.
Welcome to Strangers in a Strange Land, everybody.
Yeah.
Fuck YouTube, fuck live stream, Birdman for Best Picture. This is Moviesucktastic,
okay, music's playing.
Okay.
All right, everybody. Do you want to do the end?
Oh fuck no! I'm not.
No?
I'm not in the condition.
Not in the condition. Okay.
I'm not in the condition.
All right. You can go to our website at moviesucktastic.com. Download all the episodes there. Listen to the show there. Watch the show live using Livestream or Ustream in the coming future. You can go to iTunes. You can download the show and listen to it there as well. Make sure you leave a review while you're there. You want to leave us voicemail. That's 908-514-4470. 908-514-4470. You can email us. The address is themovieguys@moviesucktastic.com. You can also go to our Facebook page at facebook.com/moviesucktastic. You can go to our Tumblr page at moviesucktastic.tumblr.com. You can do a search for us with your favorite search engine. Scott loves Google.
Google it.
Just do a search for Moviesucktastic and you will find us. And finally, you can download the free, 100% free Android app for your phone, your tablet, your phablet. Scott loves phablet. It's 100% free, and everything I just said is in one nice, tidy little package. Do not avoid downloading that app. You will be sorry. So, you have any words of wisdom?
No. Birdman, Best Picture.
I thought we were saving that for the Oscar show.
We are. I'll probably change my mind before then.
It's whatever goes on the paper.
Yes.
Whatever's on the page. All right, everybody. We'll talk to you Sunday.
Chip, pip, pip, cheerio. Chip with the fuck.
Chip.
I just shut up, Scott.
Shiroo. Goodbye.
Bye.